Dragon Ball Z card strategy here with another local match. It's me fighting my buddy John. He's using, of course, his tried and true Orange Retribution Vegeta. That's one is, like we said, I want to say a very strong double threat deck. It can easily MPPV without, like I said, if you don't slow him down, he's not going to be able to be stopped. Also, if need be, he can simply get to a level that he can park on and just, wail on you and destroy you. Me, on the other hand, I'm still trying to get this deck right. I feel like a super early build of it was the strongest I ever did with the Saiyan Rampaging Goku, and I've been trying to sort of make my way back there ever since. I do win the roll. I get to go first. I draw my 3. So John's going to go ahead and resolve his mastery. He's going to pull out his drill. I'm going to go ahead and politely wait for him. Looks like I have some stuff in the deck, not enough to make it really work. I think I am going to have to actually go back to a version of this build. It was able to hold back a strong MPP Orange Retribution Goku at one point. So John's, like we said, just resolving it. He did pull out Crying Drill with his turn 1 Orange Retribution.
We're playing stinking Twisted Metal and having this.
Occasionally we like playing some music while we do matches. We usually don't do them during these matches. Sometimes playing with John over here as an opponent, I find myself getting distracted. Not terribly, but just enough to where I say sometimes we get lost in telling silly stories on the side. I'm just waiting for John to finish the shuffle. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut. And I don't think what I have there is worthy of going in on a turn 1 combat, especially since I don't have...
Might even need anger.
Oh, by the way, my apologies. I realized I had no dice on the field. I was supposed to be getting to my power-up step and was about to power up on my no dice. By the way, this brings up a point we were talking about. So the Goku builds, all of them, we started to have a mean nickname for him called the Everyman deck. That it's hard to find a version of the Goku deck that doesn't work. Oh, by the way, I do end my turn. I pass. I rejuvenate a physical block.
Not yet. All I want to do is move this first 3 down.
I cut John's deck just a little bit, real lightly. Okay, John gets to draw his 3. Not bad at all. Looks like, I want to say, Charge Kick, Enrage Bash, I want to call it. And then the Energy Blocker came from the newer set. There he goes. Okay, he's not confident enough either, so he's going to go ahead and pass Rejuvenate, Rage Bash. Goes back to me. I draw my 3. It looks like I got some attacks, some decent stuff. It looks like I got a direct strike. I can't make out the rest. I forgot what that one's called. It's the kick, something saying kick that lowers our anger 2 levels. I declare combat, draw a card.
I haven't seen that. Open up with the Saiyan Enjoyment.
Okay, open up a Saiyan Enjoyment. Now all my physical attacks are plus 2 power stages of damage remainder of combat, and I get to draw a card. And it goes over to John. So like we were talking about, okay, John's going to go ahead and Crying Drill as his opening action. Not a bad idea if he's got to take a slight defensive posture. I throw a Saiyan Direct Strike at John.
What? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. If I drew you, I should probably have more power stage.
Oh, I skipped my own power-up step. My apologies.
You gotta be the same one. Yeah, so the 4 stages and 3 life cards.
Okay, John's going to take the 4 stages, 3 life card damage from Saiyan Direct Strike. You remember I got a slight damage buff in the life cards from Goku's level 1. And as you,
actually 2 more power stages.
And all, oh yeah, we've got the effect of Saiyan Enjoyment. He had to take 2 additional power stages of damage. And you remember, of course, the Saiyan Rampaging Mastery. He's going to go ahead and let everything gain hit, raise your anger 1 level. So that's the hard part. You see, the imperative for Rampaging is if you want to level, you need to be hitting. And if you need to hit without running into consistent blocks, you need to hit him with a barrage. You need to wear him down on blocks. It's sort of a frustrating enterprise.
I can't believe you have physical. No, you never have physical.
Okay, I stop his Orange Charge Kick with good old Saiyan Arm Catch. He raises anger 2 levels. He destroys Crying Drill. I raise my anger with the effect of Arm Catch. I do throw... I can't remember the name of this card, but it automatically lowers his anger 2 levels. It would do AT life cards.
I got 200,000 still.
So not too bad. D to B after wearing him down power stage wise. Wow.
Oh, and 2 power stages.
Okay, 2 power stages and 3 life is what it ends up hitting him for, with the slight damage buff. And then you remember that for the remainder of combat, non-style attacks do -2 power stage, -2 life cards because the hit effect on that card. I also have 3 anger, which is kind of shocking, at least to me. John also is officially out of power stages, but he could always pull out something with the mastery. Okay. John throws a physical attack from before. I really should have threw that one first. I knew I had more physical attacks this combat.
Be glad though, because that's the end of it. I lower your anger 2 levels.
Wow, so I stop it with saying pressure technique, and that will boost up my physical attacks, but I'm out of physical attacks. I throw the Saiyan energy rupture at him, lowers his anger 2 levels,
So wait, you're at 3?
and it's going to do AT plus 3 life cards, or 3 plus AT life cards.
That's a 3, 7 levels.
So I would hit him for 7 life cards of damage, and on hit, I do get to level. I'm going to let him, of course, resolve this first.
6, 7. Finally.
Okay, and I crit is 0 anger, level to level 2, and I'm officially Goku level 2. And I think I left a physical attack on the bottom of the discard pile purposely. I should probably use up the mastery, but I could be wrong. No, that would be a waste of time. He probably already started at the bottom of my discard pile. Oh, it's your Sin Choke.
It hits me.
7 minus 2.
Let's see, -1, -3 altogether.
Okay, so with my floating effects from the Saiyan kick, I can't remember its name, and Goku's power, I take very little from Sin Choke. Yeah, I took a total of 4, non-endurable, but thankfully all of my minuses in plays. Okay, I use Goku's power to go ahead and grab the Saiyan attack. He does use the mastery. Oh, John, you shouldn't have done it.
I will throw this, and it's 18 plus 2, 4, and a life card.
4 and a life.
No, I'm sorry, 18 plus 6 and a life card. I'm in E.
So E to A, not too terribly bad. Saiyan Foot Stomp only has a minor, so it's
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 power stages, hit lower your anger 2.
wow. So not too terribly bad. I do hit, raise my anger 1, lower his anger 2 levels, and I hit him for quite a few power stages. 11 power stages of damage, I did. So, you remember we were talking about this, about the everyman nature, about the powerful nature of the Goku deck? Yeah, it's very real possible that he might need some final errata to make sure that gets balanced. Because between me and you, he probably was a little much for the meta such as it was. Okay, so John drew some drills. He held on to a drill from before. He's going to go ahead and draw an energy block, Burning Aura. He's going to pass Rejuvenate Confrontation, and he's going to end his turn. It's going to go back over to me. Okay, so I got some nice looking stuff, but of course I'd be down because John has a lot of different cards in play as far as more drills and things. They punish me if I make any missteps, so it might be a little dangerous to go in on combat. I do, however, pass. I rejuvenate Saiyan Rapid Fire. I purposely leave Saiyan Enjoyment in the discard pile, so if I should draw the card Saiyan Prepped Ball, I can target it with its effect. Okay, John, in my turn, John draws his 3. Pretty strong looking hand so far. I see Confrontation. It looks like, I don't remember what that card's called. It's the Tiny Damage Energy, Orange Energy that raises his anger 2, lowers mine 2. Is it like Rupture or Destruction? I can't remember. No. But he is going to go ahead and declare combat.
1, 2,
Okay, so I now have my full hand of 4. John uses Confrontation as an opener. And, oh man, and time goes away. No! So I had a strategy. I had some way to cope. So at this point, I might have to devise a little bit of a turtley proposition for slowing down. You guys remember that time is doubly dangerous with against my particular mastery. No! I should have looked at my discard pile to see if I had any kind of blocks. Because like we said, I should be turtling up at this point. Time was going to be an important fixture in this. Okay, John is going to go ahead and fire off level 1 Vegeta's power. He really should be targeting my discard pile to see what he wants to manage first, because that is an immediate effect, so he shouldn't be doing anything else. And to be perfectly honest, there's no reason not to take this hit. I'd better not waste a block on this, because the damage is not huge, and I do have a minor modification on Goku's level 2. There's no reason I should take this hit. I hope I don't dumbly waste that block in my hand on it.
Oh yeah, the only villain that you did was the Saiyan Saga. That was it.
So John should probably banish elbow drop, or energy rupture maybe. Oh, he goes for the right thing. Elbow drop. Good. I take the hit. Okay, I take the 4 life cards of damage, which would be, like you said, very wise. Don't waste my block. I don't know if I should use.
Really not much to do.
I really should have drawn. Oh, okay. So I suppose the only reason I'm not drawing the bottom card of my discard pile is because I want to. Oh man, I want to. Oh goodness, John's getting out my discard pile. No, he's gonna go for the obvious stuff. Outrage, and there we go. And stay in peace. No, gut kick. Okay, so I wouldn't want those myself.
I'll take 1 off of there for life, because does that next out your +1 or +2?
So
ET plus 1 stage.
So do I only take 1 stage, or you
okay, so it's not gonna be a very big hit as you might have guessed.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take 500,000.
1 stage and 2 life.
Okay. So bottom line is I only take 1 stage, 1 life. Looks like I have plenty of things to do. I'm not really sure why I'm holding back at this point.
No, passing it.
Okay, so he did fire off orange energy rupture or something. I'm not sure what it's called. And like you said, it lowered my non-existent anger. I do stop it with energy deflection. John is level 2, and this is probably where I messed
Oh, we
myself.
level with eruption. Was that with the match?
And this is the one where I must attack or pass in my next action, or the combat is ended.
Not at the moment. Yeah, you gotta do extra.
I really should be throwing these attacks at least. I could have worn him down. Oh no, I keep forgetting he threw up time in an earlier one. Doggone it, passed over that. So no wonder, because all these cards are basically useless in my hand at this point. Okay, and that combat, thankfully we were both out of actions. That combat ends, it goes back over to me. I draw my 3. I got some nice looking stuff. Thankfully John doesn't seem to have like good old visiting the past in place, so there's no chance, at least at the moment, of good old time making his way back into his hand just now. His hand is also empty. There's not really a lot of reasons not to go a whole hog in this one and just attack him. I do declare combat. John draws his 3, so that's where visiting the past would come back into this. I use Goku's power and go ahead and draw the bottom card of my discard pile.
No, not really hand of bad stuff.
So John looks like he drew a setup, an energy block, and an energy attack. So not a whole lot. He'd have a hard time stringing it all together to get enough, what do they call them? Enough anger to be able to hit level 3 and end combat. He is, however, going to make a run for it. So he's going to go ahead and fire off energy rupture. It does lower my anger 2 levels. Going to raise his anger 2 levels and hits me for 2 life cards of damage.
Oh, wait, I'm 1 off there. So, did it only hit elbow drop? Of course it did. I will.
Really should have been focusing.
Use the Saiyan and join
I really should have been focusing on lowering his energy. What the heck? Or lowering his anger. I think I have an anger lowering card in my hand that would lower his anger 2 levels. There's really no reason I should be letting it go like this. And I goofed it up. There you go. See, fellas, that this particular build of Vegeta, his striking distance is 3. Not for a lot of decks, for leveling, but this one gathers anger in 2 so much that there's no reason he couldn't just, shoot past it. So that was my fault. I was not being very perceptive, and I let him get away with it. Because, like I said, I believe I had an anger-lowering card in my hand. Dang it, I gotta start showing my hand to the camera a little more often. Come on.
Alright. Down back.
Okay, John ends combat. Time goes back to his deck, so thankfully it's not in the discard pile any longer. He's definitely going to want to hold on to visiting the past. Combat ends, it goes over to him. I lose a massive hand of cards where I could have tore into him had I simply been better prepared. John's going to go and place visiting the past into play. He's most likely going to end his turn because there's really no reason to go into combat on
Says
this.
I had all this anger lowering cards in my hand.
Yep, at least I was recognizing it now, how I didn't bother to touch his anger during that one fight, and I let him take off even though I had all the tools in my hand. See, that's bad prioritizing. My fault was actually not asking John what his anger level was, in between each action. I literally lost sight of the dice that's on his mastery that was tracking his anger. I just didn't look at it. Let that be a lesson to you guys. Ra's al Ghul was right when he said, "Mind your surroundings." Okay, I do declare combat. John, of course, ended his turn because there wasn't a whole lot of reason to pull anything out. So John's going to go and use Visiting the Past. My guess he's probably going to grab a block just to even things out. Or Vegeta's Final Flash in an attempt to end combat. That's usually a good strategy. Someone's playing Mario Kart nearby. Okay, John grabs Vegeta's final flash. And he's going to go ahead and draw his 3 in response. So far, I think I lost this one solely for that mistake that I just made. Okay, so I do fire off the power stages necessary. Excuse me, use the power stages necessary to fire off Enraged Blast. It'll be 5 life cards of damage, raising my anger 2 automatically. Okay. He's going to take 5 life cards from the card's effect. Nice. He managed to endure it all with just 2 life cards of damage. Ah, this could derail my plan. And how many times have I had these big planned combats? And you see that? I was I was getting ready to go ahead and use Face Strike to hit level 3 and just take off like a rocket. Which would have been amazing combat. Which, I'm trying to think of what's on the bottom card of my discard pile. I think it might be a physical block or something similar. So John takes the obvious target, puts away Saiyan Face Strike, which would have leveled me relatively simply. He's still at 0 anger, so I don't really have a lot of reason to target him. I still should hold on to my energy block because, well, there's always going to be another energy flying back out. So I'm probably going to go ahead and use Goku's power in response. And it's a physical block.
Goku power, which is fairly unless I grab arm catch.
Yeah, grab Saiyan arm catch. John does have like an enraged bash in his hand. I couldn't have known that, but okay, John uses his mastery in response. He stops it by saying direct strike, which I threw. He stops it with the block. That's going to allow him to go ahead and seek out a place a drill into play during combat. My guess he's going to grab crying drill. It's usually the go-to. Unless there are none left in his deck.
Legal targets?
Well, it looks like you can go for the block drills, I suppose. Okay, John grabs one of the blocking drills. Not too bad. Hey, you had to grab a continuous drill. All right, so that's the end of that.
Okay, over to you.
John's going to throw an energy attack at me. Vegeta's final flash.
So, what does this do? You can only be stopped by energy combat cards.
And the thing is, I would have to kind of just assume John's not done with combat. Basically, I could just take the damage.
I may lower my MP1 if I do use card random card.
I just hold. No, I should have held on to the blocks, taken the hit, and went on with my life.
Oh, because you're level 3? Yep. Well, the damage is so minor. What is the damage? 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Do I care?
This is a hard part. I have a hard choice.
You have way more important cards to get hit back. So 7 altogether? Regular endurance? Yes. Okay, 7, 6, 1, 2,
Oh, man.
3, 4, 5.
And deck did not cooperate. I just took critical damage, lowered my anger by 1, and derailing any hopes I had to be able to level off this doggone level. I could have done it, fellas. Yeah, I messed up. We got into a combat where John got the upper hand. Okay, he's going to throw a free orange rage at me, raises anger 2 levels.
This doesn't apply to this. It's power.
Okay, John does level. Okay, I do stop it. I raise my anger. He shuffles in his drills. Now, remember, this does not cause the drills to be immediately pulled back out, so he's going to have to actually, just shuffle them in. Now, I've done a decent amount of damage to John. Not a whole lot. But it was enough to where had I pressed my advantage and tried a bit harder, in those earlier ones and lowered his anger as I should have, any winning strategy would have, yeah, probably could have got him here. So it was, for once, it was not a one-sided smear. I just get to should play a bit smarter. Okay, combat ends. John's turn begins. He's going to go ahead and pull out some cards, pull out the energy of physical block drills. Fantastic. He's going to pass, rejuvenated enraged bash. And then it's my turn. I'm in a rough spot. I could be trying to keep pace with leveling, but I goofed it all up. Check the bottom of my discard pile. Let's see what's going on my Goku power. Always finding more blocks. Somehow they float to the bottom of the discard pile a little too readily. I have lots of options in my hands, but here's the thing. He could... No, there's no reason for me to go in on this hand.
No.
I'm looking at my own hand and thinking, no. See, the likelihood of just not being able to stop him is too high. He's going to take off on anger, and I wouldn't be able to stop him.
I'll go ahead and face strike to level.
Okay, so I did manage to get a face strike off, so that's not terrible.
Really?
Oh, John had to stop Face Strike. You remember Face Strike says if stop, draw a card, and then the rest of that junk doesn't go off. So now I am level 3 with an additional card in my hand, so slightly better positioning than I had before. Over to John. John has a couple of different options ahead. He can use up the Mastery. He can use a Rage Bash to start pulling back some drills to start getting, there we go, legal targets. We talked about this. He would need to get like Crying Drill out of the discard pile into his life deck. There we go. See, he's going to go ahead and rejuvenate. He ends up rejuvenating Possession Drill of all things. Not bad, not bad. So he's going to rejuvenate it so he ends up with more targets for... Okay, had some mild technical difficulties there trying to resume this one now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw a Saiyan Gut Kick at John, which he's going to go ahead and stop with the target. And remember how he has a legitimate target with good old Possession Drill. So John had an idea how to work that to make sure he ended up with some legitimate targets. So Saiyan Gut Kick is stopped. It does, however, force him to skip his turn. It goes back to me. And he is level 4 Vegeta at this point, so remember all of his non-style stuff is unblockable.
Goku power and grab again.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and Goku power and grab Gut Kick again.
Made you skip and I grabbed it again with Goku's power.
Yeah, they're gonna throw Goku's power. You know that one, the AT plus 4 life card physical allows me to stop the
There you go.
orange refocus. That sack of garbage. He had the perfect block at the time he would have needed it. And he does have plenty of drill targets, so far as I know. And he's going to go ahead and bring it into play. Yeah, especially early stuff. Look at that. Oh, shoot. Is he going to shoot for it? Sure, there it is. Good old... and John might have shuffled his discard pile. Though nobody think too hard about that, you rats. We're so near the end of the game, it probably won't end up mattering. It was also late in the evening where we finally got to start playing. Okay, John uses Possession Drill, grabs Burning Aura. Yes, John's noticing he shuffled his discard pile. Okay.
I think so.
Oh, that's your discard. So he does use Possession Drill as his next action. He did end up discarding Burning Aura Drill for the effect. We got to keep his cards. So that's the end of that. It is going to go back to me.
Oh, he's doing it.
And you got a second orange refocus. And you remember, this is the hard part. Eventually you'll realize, man, all the orange deck's blocks are absolutely awesome. There is no ones that just kind of half work. That he ends up being able to get powered up and be able to keep that freight train rolling. Because all he has to do is get one more anger, and then he could just use the Mastery to get out of this. So he grabs good old Hiding Drill with the effect of orange refocus. His anger level's at 2. Goes back to me. I have a second Gut Kick in my hand. And unfortunately, I am also my rush of Gut Kicks is supposed to keep going with an avalanche of physical attacks. So it does 5 stages and no life cards due to the effect of a Hiding Drill. My anger goes to 2, and that is the end of my onslaught. You see how I said how everything in this deck has to... Okay, and John is MPPV with the Mastery. Son of a gun. Where I told you, striking distance is 3, not 1.